Hey guys, today's video is a very special one. We are going to talk about a few eyeshadows that I picked up from Looxi Beauty. Now, Looxi Beauty definitely goes out like on a sale for quite a few times in a year, I would say. And I picked out a bunch this time. I do like Looxi Beauty a lot, especially for the affordability. If you want to try duochromes, multichromes at an affordable price, I feel like Looxi Beauty, you cannot go wrong with it. You might need a little bit of help with like a NYX glitter glow or anything like a tacky primer or anything like that. But most of it, they're very elegant on the eyes. They definitely differ with the shadows. So let me show you the ones that I picked out. The top ones, these all I already have a video on my channel before. These were already there in my collection, and these 11 is what I picked out. So we're going to focus on these 11 today, and I feel like there's a huge variety of shades, at least like color wise, in the selection that I have selected. So I'm going to explain what the shifts look like. I also have like two of the shadows on my eyes right now, tapped on top of a palette that I was testing before, which was Glaminatrix Pretty in Pastels palette. So I tapped two shadows on top of it just to get that glimmer and shine. So without further ado, let's move on to the swatch party for Looxi Beauty. Okay, let's start off with the one that I have on my eyes. And this is the shade called Feels. And Feels, as you can see, it's a beautiful purple with like a golden flip to it. Let me also read out what is written on the website. So this is defined as a metallic lilac purple with shifts of silver, pink, and dark purple. So this retails for $3, and most of the shadows in the Looxi Beauty website do retail for $3. And when it is on a sale, you can definitely find it for like $2.50 or $2. So that is the shade Feels. Now you can definitely see that shiftiness happening. I can definitely see that purple, pink, and gold coming through, even silver for that matter. Like if you pair it with like cool tones, it can be cool. But if you pair it with warm tones, it can be warm. I have a majority of like cool tone shadows on me. So you can see that cool toneness coming through it. I really love it. And this also has like a large particle size. So you will be able to see like that shift in the dimension and the sparkliness. And if you apply a glitter glue, I feel like this would be like up a notch for sure. Okay, the next shadow that we're going to talk about is the shade called Big Bang. I don't think this is a new shade by any means, but this is defined as a gold bronze with shifts of pink and orange and touches of turquoise. So we'll see how it swatches, but I definitely can see gold bronze and a ton of pink sparkles running throughout it. So let's swatch this. This is very creamy to the touch too, and picks up very nicely on the finger. So let's swatch it. Yeah, I definitely can see the green sparkle too. And you can see that green shift coming through. I definitely can see pink too. It's definitely more of a neutral shade, but I can see that golden bronze to a pink shifting shade, but you also can see that green. Very pretty, very elegant, basically like a neutral shade with a twist. I really love this one too. Okay, let's move on to the next shade. The next shade definitely looks very sparkly, and this is another shade that I have on the outer corner of the eye, and this is called Nightfall. Now, Nightfall is defined as a dark metallic blue with shifts of purple and silver gray. I definitely can see that deeper blue coming through, and I also feel like because of the large particle size, it definitely shines very bright on the eyes. And this is a PC shade, so it will be very easy to show up on the eyes. It's not like very thin by any means. So let me swatch this for you. Yeah, all of this with a glitter primer definitely would just take it up a notch. By the way, I don't have anything underneath or like on my eyes, on my hand right now. And you can see that. Like I definitely can see that blue and silver like gunmetal base coming throughout it. But it's not like a black base, so it makes it very wearable. But you can definitely make it like a opaque blue smoky eye if you pair it with like dark blues or grays or black. It'll be amazing. I love this one too. I'm not a big blue person, but I definitely feel like this, I can definitely make it work. And it'll look very, very nice with like brown eyes. Really pretty. The next shade is called Saltwater Taffy. And this is another neutral shade, I would say. Again, Looxi Beauty does have a lot of shades like this in their collection, and this is not like any particular collection. It's all throughout their website that I just picked out my favorite shade that I was more leaning towards. This looks like more of like a green gold shade, but also looks like it has some kind of a brown base to it. So let's swatch this and I'll explain what is written on the website. And on the website, it is defined, oh, I can definitely see that brown base. On the website, it is defined as a metallic bronze with shifts of green, blue, and gold. It's not saying anything about the brown base. I definitely can see that brown base coming through. I hope you can see that too. I love this. Like for an everyday, I definitely can make this work. I love it. Love, love, love this one. So pretty. I'm not a big green person. You guys might know that. I always say that in every video, I feel like. But this kind of green with like a brown base makes it very, very neutral. So I absolutely love it. The next shade I'm very curious about is called Chocolate Cherry. Now, Chocolate Cherry also looks like Saltwater Taffy shade, but more cool tone, because I definitely can see like silver blue particles, but also with a brown base. So on the website, it is defined as a bronzy brown with green, gold, and reddish pink shifts. I definitely can see that reddish pink shift, but also a lot of blue particles running throughout it. So let's watch this and see how this rolls. This also looks like a very wearable shade, especially if you love a good cool tone look. I think you'll absolutely love it. So let's watch this. Oh, look at that. So pretty. I definitely can see that pinkiness coming through at my end, and you can see that blue and silver. Really, really pretty. Yeah, for a cool tone, it'll be amazing. At my end, oh, you can see that. At my end, I see that pink. Really, really beautiful. Yeah, this is another one, like a must-have in my collection, I would say. I don't have anything in my collection that looks like that. The next shade is called Fuzzy Flamingo. And this looks, at my naked eye, it looks like a peach with a ton of gold and green particles running throughout it. On the website, it is defined as a peach shade with shifts of purple, gold, indigo, and pink. I don't see purple or indigo for sure, but let's watch it. Maybe it'll show up. I don't know. We'll see. Again, all these shades till now, it picks up very, very nicely. So let's see that. Definitely a peachy pink shade. And I also can see like that green particles running throughout it. I do not see any purple or indigo. Yeah, I don't see that coming through, but it's a beautiful peachy pink shade with a golden sparkle running throughout it. So that is Fuzzy Flamingo. Now let's move on to the next shade. The next shade looks the most subtle out of the lot that I have picked out. It seems like more like a satin shade. I don't know how it is. I can see like pink and green happening. It's predominantly a green shade with like pink shifts is what I'm seeing. On the website, it is defined as a grassy green shade with shifts of pink, yellow, and gold. And they are mentioning this to have a large particle size, which doesn't seem like, at least to my naked eye. So let's watch that. Yeah, I don't see this as like a large particle size shimmer. It feels like a traditional shimmer to me, but maybe a duochrome. My kids are jumping. Let's watch this. Yeah, definitely. I would consider this more as like a satin shade rather than like a shimmer shade. Definitely a more of a grungy, grassy green. But again, very satiny, not shimmery by any means. For me, shimmery is like these shades, but this definitely is more like satiny to me. But I definitely can see that shift of green to a pink, but in like a grungy, grassy green format. Very pretty though. but at least you have to be prepared that it's not like a large particle shimmer shade. It's like finely milled, like kind of satin shade. Now let's move on to the next shade. This I'm very excited for, very excited for. I feel like this is my kind of shade, especially even for everyday, I wear these kind of shades a lot. And this shade is called Glitz and Red, and this is defined as a sparkly purple shade with shifts of red and orange. I would say, to my eye, it's more like a purpley pink shade with a ton of green particles running throughout it. Let's swatch it and see, because this definitely looks interesting. And unlike the shade that I have in my collection, and I have a lot of purples, it picks up very, very nicely on my fingers. And definitely sparkly too. I can see a reddy pink shade with blue particles running throughout it. Let's see. I see less of purple actually, and more of that red pink base with blue sparkles. Again, this is called Glitz and Ritz. I'm pretty sure if I do like a second swatch, it will be more sparkly because I just like smoothened it out a lot. Yeah, I can see that. I can see a place for this for sure. Very unlike what I have in my collection. Very pretty. Let's move on to the next three shades. The next shade is called Adorbs. It is an adorable shade. It is more of a neutral, warm tone bronze shade with like golden green sparkles running throughout it. So let's watch it. Oh, did I even show it to you? I messed it up. So it looks like more of like a coppery bronze shade with like golden green. I really like another shade, which is a Social Butterfly. It reminds me a lot of this. But that also tells me that I'll use it a lot because Social Butterfly is one of my favorite and most used shades from Looxi Beauty. And this definitely reminds me of that. This, I feel like it's definitely much more prettier too, just because of that bronziness that is coming through. I love this. Love this. Especially for an everyday, it is going to be amazing. So that is the shade Adorbs. For an everyday bronzy eye, it will be amazing. Okay, let's move on to the next shade. The next shade is called Jeepers Creepers. I had heard so many people talking about this shade. As I said, I'm not a green person, but I wanted to try one interesting green shade and I felt like a lot of people were talking about this, so I thought giving it a try. This Jeepers Creepers looks like a green shade, but also has like a pinky reddy base running throughout it. Let's watch this because it definitely feels interesting. Like as soon as I swatch it, you can see that pinkiness. Yeah. Very smooth to the touch, all of these actually. So let's watch that. Yeah, I can see this. I can see myself liking this. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it for sure. I love it. That is Jeepers Creepers. So you see majority like that green shade. At my end, I definitely can see that pinky, like a rosy bronze shifting to that green. Oh, so pretty. Very, very beautiful. I love this one too. Now let's move on to the last shade. The last shade is called Red Hot. Now Red Hot is defined as a semi-metallic red shade with shifts of caramel bronze, yellow and orange. So let's watch this. I definitely had my eyes on this for a long time. I don't know, I actually did order it once before, but this did not come in my package. Instead, another shade was added to it. So I didn't bother to like send it back. So let's watch this. Definitely is more of like a reddy bronze shade. I don't see any shifts or anything. But again, very similar to this shade, which was Adorbs. But Adorbs was definitely much more like interesting. I would recommend like one of these two, not both of them for sure. That is like the most similar shade, at least swatch wise, that I'm seeing. Yeah. So the last one is Red Hot. And those are the shades that I picked out from Looxi Beauty. If I have to recommend like my top 3, I would definitely recommend Jeepers Creepers. Love that one. Very, very unexpected for me to like a green shade, but that rosy bronze to a green shift is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I also like this shade. Oh my god, I'm liking all greens today. This shade was Saltwater Taffy. Really, really beautiful shade. I also love these two actually. Fields and Nightfall, the purple and the blue. I feel like those were like the highlights. I also like this one. What was this one? Glitz and Ritz. Yeah, that was also beautiful. So those are like my top picks out of the bunch that I tested out today. And as I told, on my eyes, I do have Nightfall on the outer corners. I topped it off with Fields in my inner corners. And I have a little bit of Chocolate Cherry in the inner corner. And that's my eye look. I build it up with the Pretty in Pastels palette from Glaminatrix, the purple, deep purple shade, and the purpley shade in the crease. And I love it. I love it. So that's all for today, guys. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to check out more of Looxi Beauty eyeshadow videos, I'll link it in the eye cards above for you guys so that it's easier for you to like check it out. But that's all for today, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.